Bad boy.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You have tuned in live to the Flyest Sports and Entertainment Podcast in all the land. This is statlinesmatter. I am your host, Mark E. Stewart, here with my partner in crime, as always, Mr. Rob Hunter Jr. What's going on, bro?
How you doing?
Man, you know me. We out here, man. It's an NBA day. It's the craziest time in the NBA season. We are officially past the finals. We are past the draft. And now the offseason has begun, and guys are moving, and checks are being written.
Man.
There are new black millionaires and some white ones, some European ones becoming every day. Or some millionaires getting some more millions.
Hey, news is flying around. News is
like
flying.
My
phone's
speak.
hot. People are telling me about deals that are happening right now. What? Slow down. What did I say?
You on your Adam Schefter?
Man, yeah, man. They're calling me, telling me that KD's probably going to go to this place and that place, and I'm like, all right, hold on. Can I go public with this?
Well, before we get to the big guys like KD, because KD's not a free agent, so we're clear. But he has requested a trade that he may or may not be granted. But let's first talk about the move that your Hawks made, a trade that I think makes you guys a little bit better.
Yeah. You want to start the show on the high note? Let's
start with the Hawks.
You want to start with that? No, it's very exciting for me because this is a very un-Hawk-like move. Mm-hmm. So for us to get a guy who has, I believe, 2 to 3 years left on his contract in Dejounte Murray, I was saying Dejounte, but the J is not silent in our true urban fashion.
I'm about to say, in the black culture, the J is never silent.
Well, Dewan. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. So
Dejounte.
Yeah, Dejounte Murray, and he's been in the social media news lately, at least with the gifting his father, I believe, a car, which was very heartfelt, feel good story. But anyway, yes, coming to Atlanta to join Trae Young, potentially KD, Capella, and John Collins is pretty.
You're not gonna have if in the fantasy world in which you're dealing with right now, if you were to get KD, some of them guys is going.
Some of those guys are going, but
not Trae, but maybe everybody else you just named.
And you know, I don't know what's going. I did a quick hitter about it. If you guys haven't seen it, judging by the numbers, you guys haven't. But
well, I would say this: what you did point out is that you brought, and I actually with you on this. You changed the fortunes of the teams here in Atlanta and the one in down south in Athens by renouncing and putting your foot down and saying, I won't stand for
enough is enough.
Stand for this type of leadership.
Enough is enough. Yeah,
and you cut out the Falcons.
I had to let go of the Falcons,
and by doing so, I
released the Lord's blessings upon this state. And sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to let go of that thing that's been holding you back. You know, whether, like I said, it's a lover or addiction or a crappy team like the Falcons. Sometimes you have to do that. And once I did that, actually, it started that year. The Atlanta Hawks made the conference finals.
Yeah, that's right.
And the Falcons went on to have another abysmal season. The Braves they beat the Dodgers. Like, if I was still a fan of the Falcons, that never happened. Yeah. Yes, because they avenged that loss against the Dodgers after going up, I believe it was 3-0 last year. Yeah. They went on to beat the Astros, and then the Georgia Bulldogs were able to actually vanquish.
Mm-hmm. Overcome that ownership.
But that opponent, right, that had been, obviously the Hail Mary that cut my power off, and they were able to.
I'm gonna say again, just officially for the record, it was not a Hail Mary. He went back, he dropped back on that back foot, and he let that ball fly and hit a man in stride running in the end zone. And
serpentined.
Did not.
We can go to the footage.
And we did.
Yeah, yes. And it was a small serpentine. It wasn't as much of a serpentine.
It was about as straight a drop back as one could get.
So they were able to, one of his assistants was able to actually notch a big win in the in the biggest game of them all after losing the SEC championship. So yeah, man. So anyway, so if I was still a fan of the Atlanta Falcons, I believe that the misfortunes of the city was still happening. So If you guys want to thank me, you just DM me. It's not a problem. Any of you guys that were fans of the Hawks or the Bulldogs and the Braves. But yes, Dejounte Murray's coming to town. I think it's
what does he bring to the team?
He brings everything. He brings playmaking. He brings scoring. He brings a rebounding guard. He brings obviously the assist. He almost averaged a triple double this year, over 20 points a game, 9 boards, 8 assists. And he brings obviously youth. He's actually a little older than Trae Young, so we'll have 2 guards when the season starts at 24 and 25 years old.
Any concern about them playing together in the same backcourt?
You know what's funny? I thought about
ball dominance, who wants the ball in their hand, and whatever.
Well, they actually had Trae playing off the ball for stretches of the season this past year. Because a lot of time what they like to do with Trae is they like to trap him in the half court and get the ball out. So now with Dejounte Murray probably controlling the ball most of the time, because you're not going to play him off the ball. I think you free Trae up, and that's something that Steph Curry had to learn to do. Steph Curry plays off the ball a ton. Obviously, Draymond brings the ball up a good bit. Anyway, and Iguodala, when he comes in, he brings the ball up. So if you're going to be a scoring point guard in this league, particularly undersized, you're going to have to learn how to, and you're going to shoot the long ball, you got to learn how to play off the ball, because guys are trying to constantly trap you and run you off that 3-point line.
Yeah. No, that's true. And I think coming into the season, there was like from the year before, there was a lot of expectation for the Hawks getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, and it seemed like they had a good young nucleus, and there was definitely some regression. They never got. There was always this feeling that, they'll get going.
Yes.
They'll run off a bunch of wins, and I think they had maybe a stretch where they did a little bit of that, but it wasn't enough to get everything back right. There was injuries and chemistry issues and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But I think this move puts them in a place where maybe those expectations can go back up.
Yes, and I mean the excitement, the thing that you want to be like this is what I don't know what the Hawks gonna do. They may win the East, they may be a play-in team, but the thing we got is excitement.
Yeah,
we got excitement, and that's what we never had with the Hawks. We never had excitement. And I think that's the thing that what they gonna do? I don't know what they gonna do. I can't tell you what they gonna do.
But you gotta start somewhere.
I'm excited, and as a fan, that's all you want. When your team get out there and they say, the season started today, you want to be excited. That's what Justin Fields brought, y'all.
Yeah, 100%.
You know he gonna go to the Pro Bowl, not go to. I don't know. We excited.
Yeah. I have a reason to be excited. I'm pretty sure this is the most anybody's ever talked about the Hawks on a podcast, on anything. With that being said, one of the big stories was, it's so weird because I'm going to be honest, I didn't see it coming. When I saw Kyrie opt back in, then I said, okay, they're gonna try it. They're gonna see what this sort of collection of players can do. And then almost like clockwork, KD and he's so calculated, he's so petty. He did this on the first day of free agency. Everybody's talking, all of the shows, and they're counting down to the signings. And KD goes, "I want to trade," and then throws out there his I guess through a message from his business partner, really, Rich Kleiman, because they do a lot of investing and things together. Normally it would be an agent relationship, but I think they just sort of have a partnership now. And Rich Kleiman, puts out there that the Heat and the Phoenix Suns are the teams that he would like to go to. And, obviously Brooklyn would have to trade him. It's not automatic that they're going to, take on his wish and give him what he wants. But he put it out there. It dominated the story. And then that created Kyrie coming out, and I think Windhorst was the one who broke it, saying that it was Stephen A. who broke it, that no matter whether it's this year or next year, he want to go play with LeBron in Los Angeles. So it's like, it's all this conversation. Meanwhile, guys are signing for millions of dollars. Oh my gosh,
yeah, left and right.
And right.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Brooklyn stole the conversation, but some guys got rich.
People are breaking.
Jokić.
Or richer.
Yes, Jokić, technically with the largest contract in the history of the NBA. I think he got 4 years, 263 or 5 years, 263, something along that line.
He's the richest Serbian man to ever live now because
is that?
No, I don't know.
I was like, wait, that I didn't hear.
No, I don't know if he's the richest. I doubt it.
I was like, wow.
Some dude over in Serbia like that is bullshit.
I buy and sell him.
You know how many yak I have. But he's definitely been, obviously broke off.
Yeah, and deserves it. He deserves to be definitely their highest paid player, and he's back-to-back MVP. So that's the going rate for that type of production.
Yeah, he did it, I guess, in the right year, right?
Yeah, show out and show out.
By the end of this contract, he will have made $303 million.
Yeah. He's getting his Jason Tatum on. That's like Jason Tatum is, I think, made about 200 and something. He'll make 200 something million, 300 something million, somewhere near that at like 28. You know what I mean? Like there's some guys doing
I think they need to
numbers.
change it to like when you get that kind of money, it should be super duper max.
I mean, they should call it something else.
Because Supermax is like, oh, okay, it's like almost sound like, like you're getting supersized. But he got a super duper.
Yeah.
When you start talking about, $250 million, the numbers that Bradley Bill's getting now, and that's a whole. They didn't invent a new. Yeah,
you
name.
almost like it's got to be literally something wrong with you if you come out of this. People like to say, oh, you hear people say a lot about football players all the time, and it is true of football because of the way contracts are structured. That within 5 years, there's some like really high percentage of guys who end up, running through their money. I just don't see that happening in the NBA anymore,
especially if you live in Serbia.
Because there's regular guys. I mean, wherever you live, there's regular guys that are making like Otto Porter, who's going to make, when it's all said and done, $150, $175 million.
Yeah.
And he's, this is a guy, you talk about, let me just rant on Otto Porter for a second. When you get drafted high, because I think he went number 2 or number 3 in the draft, something like that.
I don't know. I don't even remember.
He went to Georgetown, correct?
His name's Otto. We talked about that,
right? But he continues to get the benefit of the doubt with respect to contracts and the whole nine. He made a lot of money from the Bulls, and he stole it from us, and then he was able to go to Golden State and win a championship. But I'm saying all to say, guys like him are going to make life-changing money. Like, now here's an interesting fun fact that I can't take credit for. I think this came off of not First Take, but the other show with Greeny in the morning. That the Bulls are the only team in the NBA. He went 3rd overall. The only team in the NBA to not ever pay someone $100 million contract.
What?
Yes. We have never, until today, when we gave Zach LaVine 5 for $215, it was a foregone conclusion. Well, maybe it wasn't. I think they didn't get a deal done during the year because I think the Bulls were unsure about whether he was a max player or not. I thought he was until he tweaked his knee, and I give him a lot of credit. And I think I said this before. No, I actually typed this on a message board somewhere, that I actually appreciate the fact that he gutted it out. And he played with an injury that hampered him. And sometimes it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation with playing with injuries, because if you don't play, then your team is not being helped. And there's guys like me and you that sit back and go, man, come on, give us what you got. But then if you do play, everybody's like, why he can't lift? Well, yeah, his knee is like messed up.
Then you can mess your career up like Isaiah Thomas.
Exactly. And you have to weigh all that. So I appreciate Zach for playing, for risking that, and I think the team rewarded him with the 5-year $215, and he's had since arthroscopic knee surgery.
It was clear when the season first started, not to make this about that whole story, but it was clear to me that he had been in the gym.
Yes.
When the season first started, the long ball,
yes,
the distance 3, he was knocking that down.
No, he had an arsenal of moves and ways to get shots.
Because he always could get to the rack,
right?
And he always could finish above the rim with the best of them.
Yeah, but then even his mid game was benefiting, I think, sort of being around DeRozan and watching DeRozan. I think he was probably giving him some tips. But listen, the Bulls were rolling until he got hurt and Lonzo got hurt. And we'll never know, I don't know if they would have been a real challenger at full strength, but I would have loved to see them at full strength. One of the things I do like is the fact that we added Andre Drummond. And I say we're talking about the Bulls.
Bulls.
Added Andre Drummond. What I did not realize, and I don't know if you realize this either, Andre Drummond is 28 years old. I don't know why I thought he was like 38.
Yeah, because he look it.
That's what it is.
Like if he just
looked like he got grandchildren.
Cut your hair a little bit. Cut your hair. And
I feel like he had like a 13-year-old grandchild. But clearly he doesn't.
Oh, Greg Odenface ass.
Yeah, but he's
2 years, $6 million.
Yeah, I think we got him on a very team friendly deal.
You think?
I think he will,
because he balled out for the Nets every time he started.
He did. He played hard. I don't know what he is defensively, which was also a problem for us, and I don't think we addressed that in him. But what we did get is a tough rebounder.
Sure.
Like this is a guy get on the glass.
He still averaged the most rebounds per minute than any other player in the league.
And we need that because when you pair him with Vucevic, Vucevic hits the boards
a little bit,
but they soft boards. Like Vucevic will have like 18 and 18, but you'd be like, yes, that was a soft 18 rebounds.
No such thing. We had this debate with you and Tim Duncan back in the day. But what it allows you to do though is when Vooch pulls up from three, you got a guy down low.
Exactly. Especially if you can figure out how to play, because there's times
together.
Yeah, and there's times in some teams, and we saw that in the East, that will go big at times when other people go small. You got to be able to match it. So I'm happy what the Bulls are doing, adding that to their draft pick, which they got a wing player, defensive guy and a guy playmaker, and we're rumored to get Gallinari. So if we can add that, then I like what the Bulls have done. It's funny because anytime somebody becomes a free agent or asks for a trade, for whatever reason, everybody gets attached to the Lakers. Like, at least in the conversation, everybody's at least coming to, like, John Wall coming to the Lakers. 2 seconds later, he's on the Clippers. Like, everybody that's available.
I like the move. I've always liked. I thought John can play. I still think he could play. I think it's a great move.
For him, it's a health issue.
Well, no, he was healthy last year. They just didn't.
Yeah,
play
well,
him.
at that point they had already committed.
Yeah, I mean, he averaged 22 and 7 assists the year before and 40 starts, and you just don't play the guy. And I think that, I think that a year off, having something to prove, playing with Kawhi, PG, Zubac, I think they got something.
Did you see that Kawhi has been fully cleared? He's like full clear workouts now, so he's
okay.
Yeah, that ACL. I mean, it was a long.
Oh, definitely a long road.
Took the. You know how sometimes they'll go.
If anybody gonna take their time,
Kawhi gonna take. Like if Kawhi was boxing and they tell you, on a foul and they be like, take all the time you want, he might leave the ring and go back to the locker room.
Yeah, he getting up off the stool at the last second. Yeah. He's taking all the necessary. Allotted time. You got hit below the belt, you got 6 minutes. He's taking 5, 9.
But you're right. So he's back. PG looked good when he came back from injury. So if they're able to stay healthy, it'll be interesting to see where they sort of how they line up.
It is, because guys don't shake that. They don't shake that injury bug. But you and I talked about when Kyrie and Durant first joined the Nets, and I of course I had my reasons why it wouldn't work. But one of them was they don't stay healthy. You know, and Durant had missed some time, but Kyrie obviously missed the most amount of time. You think with Kawhi is going to have obviously his mental health days and his load management days. And
Kawhi or Kyrie?
Kyrie. Kawhi. Even when he comes back,
wait, Kawhi takes mental health?
That was a joke.
Oh, okay.
But he definitely takes.
I know Kyrie does.
It seems like he takes all
the breaks available.
I need a legit coffee break.
Yeah,
you're not coming.
No, legitimately, I'm going to get some coffee.
I'm going to get a hot cup of.
But we're in the second quarter. I'm out.
Yeah, I'll be back third.
I'm out.
I'm gonna take the second at halftime, and I'm gonna run on over here.
And you better not say nothing.
He'll call you from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting coffee in a second. Yeah. Where's Kyrie?
Kyrie is the most mercurial athlete that I've ever observed in any sport.
Man, and that's saying a lot, because we didn't have some mercurialness.
Yes.
Out there.
This guy is different.
But I think so the question I have, not necessarily the question, but just the thought that I have is, in Clipperland, obviously, if these guys are able to stay on the court, but how? I mean, do you see that? I mean, these guys.
No, I mean, I think to the point you're making is that you got to. It's on them to prove it.
Yeah,
like they have to bring it. Like they got to show. And I think what we saw this year in the NBA is that I don't know why these guys get hurt. I don't know why they get hurt more. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But the team that won it was a team that had their team together at the end.
Yes.
They were hurt during the year, and then they were able to get everybody back in time. And we talked about this a little bit even with Brooklyn. I was like, is there enough runway to get them to? And then they never got Ben back, so it was a boot. He was
never there, right?
Yeah, it was a moot decision. But at the time when they made the trade, I'm literally processing that, going, if they can get Ben back, because we didn't know the extent of Ben's injury at the time. We just thought he was just looking for excuses to not play. And we thought, okay, he'll get back and he'll get in shape. And then if there's enough runway.
He's got to be motivated now. Now you're with Kyrie.
Well, of course, because now at that time.
You're going to stick it to Philly, ain't you?
Well, at that time, we're looking at it in the context of motivation and all of that. I mean, if your spine is messed up, he had
been scrimmaging 5-on-5.
Yeah, but I guess playing with pain or whatever. So, and I guess, and the other thing too.
Stop doing that. Just
but here's the thing: if you're trying to get traded, because they're not going to trade you if you're injured.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get traded, you're trying to send the message that you're healthy. Then when he got there, it was kind of like, there's a little bit of bait and switch, because I don't even think that trade goes down if he fails the physical. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or if he's not checked out.
The advantage though that Golden State had that Philly didn't, that the Brooklyn didn't have, is that you still don't know what that would have looked like. Whereas with Golden State, they had been together 7, 8 years, 9 years. So it was
the core three players.
Well, of course, and that's the reason why you think they're going to win the title is because of those three guys. And so with those three guys falling back into place, there was a lot of, and with the coach, everything, those four. Then that's the advantage that they had that Steve Nash, Ben Simmons, and Kyrie and Durant did not have.
Yeah, because they had never played together.
Ben Simmons even would have been able
to. Even Kyrie and KD, although they had played together, when you look at the whole body of work, I don't know the number, but it was like in the 3 years that they were there together, they played like 30 games, like 30, 40 games or something like that.
That is not enough games.
It's not, even to do anything. Yeah, so I think that ended up being, to your original observation, of just unmitigated disaster. It didn't, especially when you look at what they started with. When you go back, and it was Dinwiddie, and it was Karis, what's my man, Karis LeVert, and it was what's the big dude with the fro?
Jared Allen,
and Joe Harris, and you had all these guys with amazing chemistry that played hard together, and then you had a boatload of draft picks coming, and then you trade all those things away to get these guys. And it's like, and the plane crashes, and it's over, and you got nothing out of it. You got nothing. Like, there's no other way that you could look at that and go disaster.
I mean, it was like they were the hottest ticket in the NBA.
It should have been.
And I mean, Brooklyn just couldn't get any hotter. And then now, 2 days ago, you see the Nets are prepared to lose both KD and Kyrie.
I mean, they're listening to...
How does that plane just crashed quickly?
Now, the interesting thing that's happening as the time that we're shooting, and this will come out today, so like when you see this is Friday, July 1st. Brooklyn is signing like they're still going for it. They re-signed Claxton.
Patty Mills.
Re-signed Patty Mills. If you bring that team back, you get Joe Harris back.
Curry.
You got Curry under a deal. You bring those guys back. Like if they decide not to trade anybody, they still have a contending team.
They have a contending team. They ain't got no, but it's not what.
It's not a contending team, but it's a contending team, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a top 4 team in the East.
You think they're top 4? So
healthy, yeah.
So you go, okay, so we got Giannis, we got Boston, we got Miami,
and them. They're better than Philly.
No way.
They're better than Philly at full strength.
No way. They're not better than Philly. I'll give them 5th, but that's to your point, though.
Yeah.
Even though we're arguing that, I think underscores your point.
Yeah, I mean, they're as constructed with no chemistry.
Than the Hawks.
Well, the Hawks got to prove it. I mean, I think the same with the Bulls. I think the Bulls might be a top 4 team, but they got to prove it.
They're not better than the Bulls healthy. No way. They're seventh behind the Hawks and the Bulls. Because I think the Bulls, I think about the Bulls.
They were seventh, decimated by injuries.
I think the Bulls. You know what I think. You know how high I am on the Bulls when they're healthy. So, and they're not better than them, especially defensively. The
Bulls are not as good as they need to be defensively. They need to get better.
But with Lonzo out there,
with Lonzo and Caruso,
all right then,
we're a different team.
DeRozan.
And Patrick Williams. DeRozan's good, not great.
DeRozan, he ain't what
Levine is weak.
He was in
on
Toronto,
defense.
but he is very weak. But all I'm trying to articulate to you is when they were all healthy, y'all was first.
No, we were balling.
So they're not. So the Nets ain't finna leapfrog.
But to your point, Brooklyn was right there when they were healthy. We were like 1-2
but
all that time. And that's what I'm saying. When they were seventh.
But they lost the guys that they were 1-2 with.
Right. So what I'm saying is if you take them and they're all
ain't
healthy.
Replacing Durant and Kyrie, bro.
No. What I'm saying is if they play with Durant, Kyrie, Simmons, Curry, Harris,
they still got Simmons. It's like forgetting about Simmons is supposed to. You think do you think he plays next season?
I mean, to your point, it seems that he would play, but the way this craziness goes, you never know. But I'm saying, if we're looking at this as like NBA 2K, right? Everyone's gonna play.
Turn the injuries off.
Right? Injuries off, and everybody's out there. This is a contending team.
All right,
but you got shooting.
You got shooting.
Harris, Curry,
Mills.
and Mills.
They can knock him down with the best.
What did Kyrie shoot? 45%?
Yeah, highest of his career.
Yeah. You got. I mean, this is all things considered. If they play this out, it could be interesting.
Yeah,
but let's let it play out.
Yeah, we got to see how it all plays out.
We got to see how it plays out. The one team that has, like, we talked a little bit about the Lakers. I'm gonna close on this. What are they going to do? They added, so the Lakers got 2 kind of quiet signings. Who was it?
The Lakers added
my man from Sacramento.
Well, he left. Malik Monk is
no.
Oh,
but they got somebody back from Sacramento, a big, I think.
Who they get? I don't know who they got. Hold on, you didn't throw me for a loop. Hold on one second.
All right,
look. Okay, they got Lonnie Walker.
Right.
From the San Antonio Spurs, who's a 3, who I like a lot.
Yeah.
Didn't get a ton of playing time with the Spurs, which Pop does that with his early players. Yeah.
He's very athletic, right?
He's very athletic, but he's he can put the ball in the cup when he plays. He didn't even when he started, he didn't average over 27 minutes. Averaged 13 points a game. Look at here. You need bench scoring. So Lonnie Walker's a guy that we've seen that can do that. Now, as far as a big is concerned,
what's my man's name?
Damian Jones. I did see that. Damian Jones. They did add Damian Jones to add a little defense and a little rebounding. So
how do you think that?
And they added another guy too.
Does that change anything?
No, I don't change.
Troy Brown Jr.
No, Troy Brown, who averaged 3 points a game. Yeah. But he's actually he's actually a decent scorer when given some time. He ain't Donovan Mitchell, but Troy Brown is a guy who's probably going to play 8-9 minutes a game. Everybody's waiting, but the thing with the Lakers is, are they going to be able to get Kyrie? Is he going to be able to force his way to LA? Is that marriage going to happen? That's what everybody's waiting for. Or do they get them both? Do they get Kyrie and KD?
I mean, it's been reported.
It's been reported.
I don't know what kind of salary cap
do you still
they got over there
for KD with the Lakers and LeBron.
I mean, listen, I think I don't know how you feel about this, but I think that would be the corniest shit that ever happened in the history of sports.
No, okay. I mean, I'm not. I gotta be consistent. Like they get one of those guys, I'm cool with that. But I don't.
Yeah, if they got Kyrie, I'll be like, okay, cool. Yeah. My hate continues. Because I always like Kyrie. I mean, you know this. Yeah. We talk about we are absolutely in love with his skill set. But he's just like, when he's not playing, what are you gonna do? But if they get both Kyrie and KD, and you add that to AD, and that doesn't even sound right.
Yeah, that'd be
the corniest shit ever. That'd be cornier than when the combination of LeBron going to Miami and KD going to Golden State. It's like the thing that started all this.
That would be tough to take.
Yeah, like that'd be just whack for the game. As much as we were, before we started rolling, talking about how healthy the NBA is, that would be the antithesis.
So
of that.
I wrote down 4 destinations, and we can close for KD that I think.
What do you like for him?
What do I like the most?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put him in order, reverse to top. Give me your of where you would like to see him go.
I would like,
starting with the least and then go to the first.
I would probably like to see him if they could make it happen, if he could go to Denver. I think Denver is the perfect spot for him, given Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Jokic, Murray coming back. He slots in perfectly there.
But you have to give somebody up.
I don't know. Whoever they give up.
But Michael Porter, I would think would be
the piece.
Would absolutely be the piece that if I'm the GM of the Nets, I have to have him.
They could take
and more.
You could take so you could take Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, and give him 3 first-round picks.
Yeah, and then the combination. Then you got Jokic,
Jamal Murray.
And
I would like to see that.
That would be tight.
The second place that I would like to see, I don't think he win a championship here, but I would like to see him return to OKC. If he went back to OKC with Dinwiddie, with Trey Mann, with Shea Alexander, and Chet Holmgren. I think they could actually make a lot of noise, and I think that would be a great story.
That's a hot take.
I don't think that would happen.
Me either.
I think with Dort and Lugan Dort. So I think that then you have then I think a return to Golden State. I think
they don't need him.
They didn't need him the first time, but I think
they were coming off a heartbreaking defeat. They needed something to put him over the top. They just came with the big joker. They didn't maybe need it, but
and then I think obviously I think he could go to the Lakers and I think he could win a championship.
Yeah, I think all of those are yes. I think
he could win a championship the first. All the other places except for OKC. I think OKC is the best story.
I personally, if he, I actually put me in the box of saying
he can come to the Hawks.
I want him to stay where he is.
He ain't staying
in Brooklyn. Yeah. No, I know he wants to leave, but you signed a contract, be a pro, talk to instead of running. Go to the Hamptons, sit down with Kyrie, get your main core guys together and say, guys, let's figure this out. That's what I like. Call me old school, but like this, every time I'm uncomfortable, I just ask for a trade, and I don't like that.
But you're talking about a guy who said, I'm just a guy on the team.
Yeah, I don't like that.
He's not going to do.
I don't like that.
Let's go up to the Hamptons and let's burrow. He's not going to make that call.
I'm saying he needs
not going to make the reservations.
You're right, but he needs to.
Sure he does. He needed to do a lot. He needed to stay in OKC originally and come back and play Golden State.
Now, I understand why he left OKC because I wouldn't have wanted to play even then.
They had him 3-1. You don't leave.
Nah, but I knew then nothing was coming out of that. I've never been Westbrook's going to be part of a winning team.
But you don't. But I'm saying you being on that team and having them down 3-1, you don't be like, man, we're gonna get them next year. No. Like the normal thought process.
I know. I agree with you. Okay. I agree with you in that sense. But I'm saying when you're in that situation, you can't sign a 4 or 5. You're in free agency in that moment.
You don't go to Golden State though.
Well, I think you go to the best situation. It wasn't like here's the thing that.
But I ain't going.
I know we're not trying to relitigate that because me and you done talked about that 100 times. But it's not like he went there for the mid-level exemption to get on the train of something that was already going.
No, he went there and got paid. And
he went there. They had the cap room.
Yeah.
They went and got the best free agent available to them.
Don't begrudge Golden State.
No, and I would feel more like you if he lamed himself out and went and played for $6 million. But he went there and he got the maximum amount that was available to him. So I would like to see him stay first. Selfishly, I'd like to send a package from Chicago to Brooklyn and bring him to Chicago and let him come and fill those championship shoes. I know
if he went
to
the Clippers? Could he do that? Do they have?
I don't know. See, because I'm not. There's fans who are like amazing cap guys on Twitter. Yeah. I am not one of them.
I've been on ESPN Plus, and I got they are moving some pieces around on the potential trades for KD. So there's a special section there. You click it.
Yeah, and
but they've got some. And it all works.
Yeah.
Like you move this guy and that guy. And I'm telling you, my brain got fried.
Yeah, like but again,
like
my 1.3 kicked in.
My
after
ADD
a point.
kicked in, and my 1.25. I slowly close my laptop
and just go. Yeah, I'll just wait for them. I just wait for them to tell me
when it happens.
Yeah, y'all tell me what happens, and I'll be there. Bulls second, and then my last thing is I would rather him stay in the Eastern Conference and keep his skills on that side of the world.
You may have a shot.
Yeah, either Miami or Boston. I know there was some conversation about Boston, but it would cost Jaylen Brown. And if I'm the Celtics, I'm not giving up a 25-year-old star with that upside for a 31, 32-year-old.
Hey, these guys, they getting old, but it don't feel that way. Like Curry's what, 32?
32, 33.
Yeah, I mean, it's still, he still look.
Isn't Curry older than Derrick Rose?
No way.
I believe so.
Are you serious?
Yeah, check it. Yeah, that was always like a fun fact.
Let's get the clicking and clacking here, guys.
You get Curry, I'll get Rose.
All right. Stephen Curry. Let's see. Goodness gracious. All right. Steph Curry is 34 years old, 117 days. Now,
Derrick Rose is 33 years old.
But look, 43.
Oh, and it's not so much as he looks that much. It's just he's been through
when he started letting all this grow and the hair get all,
you always be trying to regulate people's hair.
He need to cut that shit. I guarantee you, if he cut that bullshit, he'll turn back to... But
where do you generally stand? Because your youngest son has the longest hair I've ever seen. Where do you stand?
I'm trying to get him to cut that shit.
So that's his wife. That's your wife doing that.
No.
Because I'll be like, I don't know where you stand on hair.
I need him to cut that shit. And I'm like, I actually do. So the length that you saw it when he came over here was actually after I had the barber cut some of it.
No, I'm not talking about your oldest son. I'm talking about your youngest son. Your youngest son looks like the dude from the cartoon, the Disney movie.
So Levi, all right. So Levi, yes, all right. So Levi, so all of my kids
at some point
had long hair.
Yes.
Robbie, we cut his hair because he started to freak out when he could see it when he was like 5. He was like, "Oh, my hair's broken, mommy. I can see."
Did he develop an accent?
Yeah, I need to cut my hair. It's broken. And he used to push his face up against the carpet trying to push his hair back. So we got it cut so he would stop freaking out.
Right.
Marie made Kingston get his hair cut because he couldn't do it on his own. She said, once you turn 13, if you can't do your own hair,
that's fair.
So cut his hair.
Yeah.
Levi is still he's 5, so he can't do his own hair, and he is
it looks great on him.
He doesn't like even going to the barbershop.
Oh, he don't even like being down there.
Well, because he's afraid to get his hair. He's afraid. I'm like, hey, come on, you want to go? He's like, no,
you ain't finna play me.
Well, what he said, I'm not getting my hair cut. I'm not going.
And he knows if I go down there, it could go either way.
There's a chance.
So I'm gonna stay here.
Even though I won't let her, I'm not gonna do him like that. But yes, so that's
funny.
That's the story.
Okay, so that clears up a lot.
Derrick Rose need to cut that bullshit. He need to cut his hair, and he'll go right back to the MVP year.
I won't go that far, but I agree with you in the sense that
so the facial hair growing all over the place.
I can live with the facial hair.
He's starting to look like Patrick Beverly.
But get your Chicago.
Oh,
get
your
Obama back.
Joint,
like get your
joint.
just get back to where it used to be.
It just looked like it looks like he's got other things on his mind.
As of this moment, what we have now is Mitchell Robinson staying with the Knicks.
There's a lot of people staying.
Yeah, 4 years, 60. Bradley Beal staying in Washington. 5 years, 251.
Supermax. And Clarence Thomas, the only black dudes getting money in Washington.
Yeah, Anthony Simmons. Is it Simons or Simmons? I might have that wrong, but staying in Portland. And the one guy that I'm really, really happy got a paycheck.
Nurkic staying in.
Up there as well. But Gary Payton II, 3 years, $28 million with Portland. Great story. This is a guy, if you don't know, and we talked about this on a previous podcast, that was literally on the fringes of the NBA in such a way that he went to Golden State, to the facility, to get a job as a film tech, like as a film guy, like just, logging film and, doing what guys do to put themselves on a coaching trajectory, and got an opportunity to play and just sort of worked his way through the G League and then just, stayed with it. So I think he's an example of what believing in yourself, when people say don't give up, it worked for him. And now he's 3 years, $28 million. That's an amazing story. So shout out to him and his family. That's a lot of money.
Do you know how nice your film guy would be at balling that skill set.
If nothing else, you know he can lock you up.
Yeah, I mean,
be like, why is the film guy locking up?
Why is your film guy so nice?
Catching alley-oops on everybody. Well, listen, this is a good place to cut. We're running a little long, but like always, we ask you to like, subscribe, and hit the notifications on our YouTube channel. YouTube channel is hot. Got a lot of stuff going on there. And also follow us on our social media, which is on at statlinesmatter on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter. And also follow my man. I'm going to give his personal thing a shout out, Laugh with Rob Hunter. My man is a fantastic comedian, has a lot of dope content on his own channel, and some of our content makes its way over there too. So follow him on his personal page, Laugh with Rob Hunter. So
send nudes to my DM.
Don't do that. Marie, his lovely wife, who I know very well, does not play them games.
She won't know.
She will know because she does watch the show.
Be lit.
But on behalf of my partner, Rob Hunter, I'm Mark Stewart. This is Stat Lines Matter.
Peace.
Bad boy. I ain't come for games. Say it to my face. Say it to my face. I ain't come for games. Say it to my face. Say it to my face.